Cool, now you did it. You are now listening to Viking Web Productions podcast. Don't look at me, you did this to yourself. Now, let's sit back and listen to Eric with his dribble this time.
So today we're going to continue with our content talk, because I know everybody loves hearing me yammer on about content. So, seems to be a little misconception of how this is supposed to work. So, I don't know where it got lost in translation, but once you start blogging and you have your site all dialed in and raring to go, people are not going to come to you overnight. This is not a start out strong. It's just like how you started out your business. You start your business and you have to build up, correct? So just because you put out one blog post or two blog posts in a week does not mean you're going to get 7,000 visits to your website. It's probably going to take at least 30 days for Google to start seeing everything on your website. And that's being generous. It could take a little bit longer. But with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn and Google My Business, you can actually help increase your chances of getting out there a little bit sooner. So you have to start using your content in a wise way and sharing it and keep creating the content. You're going to find out, as I am finding out here myself, that the same type of content that's hitting pretty good on Facebook, and people are sharing it and liking it and whatever, although that really doesn't matter, is not going to work the same on Twitter. And I found that out quite drastically, that some type of content works great on Twitter and others works great on Facebook. The one that's surprising me the most is what content actually works on Pinterest compared to everything else. So now I have to kind of reconfigure on how I'm putting out my content. Sometimes video won't work so well on Facebook, but it works great on Twitter. Or a blog post will hit good on a certain type of blog post will hit good on LinkedIn, but it won't do crap on Facebook. And I'm not talking about the likes and the shares. I'm talking about people clicking over and actually staying on your website and reading your blog post or watching your video or listening to your podcast. And Google, I mean, there's times where you can actually hit a keyword just perfectly, and Google will pick it up and it will suck it up into the top of the search page for that keyword or that question, and you know exactly what kind of content you're supposed to be writing at that point. You just ride that wave until it's over. Then you have to find something else. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some time. It's not overnight. And like I said, you have to have different pieces of content ready to go on different social sites to get people over to your website. I can't stress this enough. can't just ride your blog. You have to put it out. You have to get your name out there. If you're on Twitter, you'll know how quickly things change depending on what happens during the day. Could be a positive Twitter day, and all of a sudden something happens and it's all downhill from there, just like on Facebook. You'd be watching a cat video 1 second and then watching some stupid news story about some other bullshit the next second. You have to be ready to move with the change, just like with your business. If you're a realtor and there's a building boom and you have lots of houses to sell, you have to be ready to get off your ass and get them out there. And then you're fighting tooth and nail when there's only 3 houses left to sell in your neighborhood and you don't know what you're going to do. You have to be able to be flexible with your content. That's why I stress it enough. You need to be able to be on video, podcast, blog post, pictures. You have to have everything. And every business can have every single piece of content ready to go. It does not take that much time. 600 words for a blog post. You can use little snippets of that to get people on Twitter to come over to your blog post. You have images on your blog post that you can use on Instagram to get people to come over. And same thing with Pinterest and Facebook. And then if it doesn't work if it doesn't work like that for each blog post, change it up. You got to do something. You got to keep people coming to your website, and the most troublesome thing is that everybody's overproducing it. Keep it stupid simple. Your clientele wants something stupid simple because something's going to grab their attention 5 seconds from the second you post something. And if you don't keep their attention, they're going to go away and they're going to go to their competition if they don't remember you. So you have to be enticing. You have to do regular content. You got to keep in front of these people, because the news cycle on all these social sites and on Google change at the drop of the hat. So I know I'm rambling. I didn't get a lot of sleep. So just remember, just like your business, you didn't start with both feet on the ground with 800 customers banging on your door before you flipped the open sign. You had to grow your business. You have to grow your content. So your online presence has to grow, and you have to be flexible with it, just like every other aspect of your business. So I think that'll be enough for content for a couple days. We'll see. Depends on what everybody brings to me. And we will leave it at that.
Well, this episode is over. Finally, Viking Web Productions podcast is brought to you by by Robot Overlords. Please subscribe, like, and share this podcast, even with your grandmother. She doesn't hear from you any other time, so surprise her with this gift. That will get you a brownie point. Tee-hee. Until next time, this is Emma. One day I will be like Pennywise, like Mother always wanted.